Brother teacher here. Why is it that there are men that are karate masters and grandmasters, but they don't have a martial arts school per se? They don't have a commercial school. First of all, let me say this. There's no law, there's no rule or regulation that says that a martial arts instructor should have a commercial school. Let me clarify that in the beginning. There's no law. In the old days, in fact, the old pioneers of martial arts taught outside, out of doors. They taught in their homes. They taught in a room or even in the forest. Just depends on where they lived. And that was the school. Here's my philosophy. Wherever the teacher is, that's where the school is. This is just a simple truth. But getting back to the earlier question, I posed this question for a specific reason. Because I have found that there are many martial arts schools, commercial schools that is, and they have a senior teacher or maybe two senior teachers, grandmasters if you want to call them that, and they have many masters under them, and those masters have been with them 20 plus years, and they all just teach out of the same school. Is it a disservice to the master instructors that they don't have their own school? A lot of times I have run into masters, martial arts masters, that are always bragging about, teaching and always trying to give you some constructive criticism, you meaning anyone in general. They always are being very vocal about how they have progressed in the martial arts, but they're teaching out of somebody else's facility. I deem it to be very valuable to have your own commercial school, if you can. And the reason I say that is this. It helps you become a better business person. It helps you become even better or well-rounded as a martial arts instructor. Once you start getting to the point where you can pay rent, or you have to pay rent for a facility, and the overhead, utilities, and a phone bill, and for cleaning supplies and things like this for your own school, you then begin to appreciate perhaps being a full-time instructor. But I have a problem with the guys that work out of the recreation centers only. You see, they're not paying any rent. They may be paying a membership fee or a portion of a membership fee because they have students at that center, but they ultimately don't control the time that they use the facility. Usually, from my experience, those centers only allow you 2 days a week for classes in just a couple hours. And when it's time for the next program, be it basketball, volleyball, or some sporting event, or Zumba classes, or what have you, you have to get out. I don't like being in a situation that I, the teacher, don't control. I don't. When you have your own school, even if it's in your own basement or your own garage, the point is control what's going on in your own world. Third parties are okay sometimes. I have taught at a recreation center and similar programs before, but I have always, for the most part, until recent years, had a commercial school. I know what it's like to pay a landlord and be a martial arts master. I know what it's like to keep a filing system of records for my students. I know what it's like to pay the overhead and to have the window of my building broken out and have to replace it and things of this nature. I know what it's like. But many masters and grandmasters and instructors, they talk a whole lot of stuff sometimes. But that's neither here nor there. if you're not putting out the bucks. So while you're out there bragging about how good you are and who you have taught, and sometimes demeaning or putting other people down, maybe you need to investigate opening your own martial arts program, your own school where you have your own students, where you can feel the pressures of having to pay some bills, because maybe that will help your character a whole lot. I didn't do this video to talk about anyone specifically. This is just all general, but it's a specific point. And I'm sure, and I hope you got the point. Stop preaching to the crowd about your accomplishments and how good you are and where you think you are in the martial arts. Because where the rubber meets the road, you got to be a whole package, my friend. A full package, not just part of it. Anybody can kick and punch, but not everybody can run a business. That's it. I'm Brother Teacher. So long.